So I finally got home from the primary, and that was an experience. I'm not sure if I was just so tired after the 2020 presidential election that I completely forgot how bad it was, or if there's just been some breakdown of people's perception of reality in these last 2 years. Like when we closed the vote center in 2020, I registered 3 times more people than I did in the direct primary that just happened in California. And I don't remember being this frustrated. Like, yeah, we had that guy who spat at us because we asked him to pull his mask over his nose, and we had that guy who came in wearing a jacket over a shirt that supported a candidate. So like after I registered him, he went to the poll star and he took his jacket off, and that counts as illegal electioneering. So I got in trouble for that, even though all I did was not see through his jacket. But you know, I have worked customer-facing jobs before, a lot of them, and I genuinely don't remember encountering this many idiots. There were a few highlights, like the guy who just wouldn't stop talking about how it should be against the law to vote anonymously because I gave him a secrecy sleeve for his ballot. Like, my dude, votes are anonymous because it would make democracy less fair if votes were attached to names, not less, like, or not more fair. You know, like, if you don't see the problem in letting your boss know that you voted a different way than they did, or letting your neighbors know that you voted a different way than they did, or the danger in the victorious politician seeing that you didn't vote for them, like, you either need to learn more about civics or you need to learn more about human nature. You know, there was this man who complained about the e-poll books, which are the things that I use to make sure that people are registered in this county, and that so I know which ballot I need to print out for them if they need it, and like, yeah, sure, the e-poll books, the Dominion scanning machines, the printers are only a few years old, and the old way with like physical ballots already there and like a physical book you had to check or whatever, like, yeah, they all worked for years. Candles and gas lamps also worked for years. You know, we don't travel to places via horse and buggy or like oxen wagons anymore. Well, there are places you can still ride horses. They're just like novelty. Like, we have way better modes of transportation now. You know, you sound like the kind of person who who just like freaked out when electricity and light bulbs replaced the old like lamps that would set people's houses on fire. This is what you sound like. And you know, there were the dozens and dozens of people who were convinced that the mail-in ballots are some kind of newfangled invention specifically created to help Democrats cheat in the election. Like, even though vote by mail has been a thing since before my parents were born. Honestly, if the Dems created vote by mail to cheat in an election 60 years in the future, like, they deserve to win that election. Quite frankly, it's excellent foresight. It's amazing long-term planning. It's way more credit than the Democrats deserve, let's be honest. There was a woman whom I had to debate for close to half an hour because she insisted on voting on a paper ballot and wouldn't let us print one for her. Like she didn't have her mail-in ballot, and you know, I also didn't get my mail-in ballot, so I had to call the county about 2 weeks ahead of time to get a ballot mailed to me. So I am not saying that she just somehow misplaced her ballot or she was irresponsible. Like, I'm not saying that. People genuinely did not get their ballots on time. But, at that point, her options were to also call the county, which, given this was election day, it was too late to mail anything to her, or have us print a ballot for her at one of our printers, or get one of those cards that lets her use the touch screen to vote. And she ended up agreeing to get a ballot out of our printer after seeing another person get their ballot printed, because I guess peer pressure works. But she wasn't the only person who thought that our equipment was somehow illegal. Literally so many people came to us saying that our stuff, the stuff given to us by the people who make the law, were against the law. There was a woman who was somehow convinced that only the pens she owned had ink in them. I'm not sure she thought our printers and our markers were full of, do you think that Sharpies are filled with the blood and adrenaline of babies? Is that the new QAnon thing? I don't have anything to say to refute her claims, because it's it's like trying to refute the claim that the earth is flat, or refute the claim that the sky is made of coconuts. There's this phrase, you can't reason someone out of a position they didn't reason themselves into, but where do you even begin with how wrong these people are? And the worst part of all of this is it's making me second guess working the general primary in November. I mean, I still want to do it because I'm not a person who admits defeat easily, but given how close I came to punching not some of the more deranged people, or insulting them back after they made some stupid remark about my intellect, or threatening me even, I'm starting to think that maybe being an election worker is a bad idea. But I mean, I guess I could always work the printer station and leave the explanation that, yes, our printers have ink just like every other printer. I'll just leave that explanation to some other poor schmuck. I don't know. We'll see. But God, what happened to the world? I cannot believe so many people bought into the big lie that they just threaten random people. Jesus fucking Christ.